Hello and welcome to Stampin' on the Hill. I'm Deb Keyes, and today it is the third Wednesday of January 2025. Happy New Year. If you missed the New Year's Day, welcome. Typically on the third Wednesdays of the month, I do a Wayback Wednesday where I pull something from a long time ago, way back, and recreate it with current products. This is becoming more and more challenging. So I think after today, we're going to probably take a break from the Wayback Wednesdays and I'll try something new. And if you have some ideas of what you'd like to see that's new, please share because I would love to know what you want to know. So today's Wayback Wednesday is, I'm going to share my screen with you, is a card from about almost 10 years ago. And this card uses some strips of different colored cardstock that are run through an embossing folder. And then you can see the ends of them, instead of being like a banner end or something, the butterflies were punched right out of the bottom. So it looks like it's just a little segregated piece. I'm going to flip right down to my hands then for now and show you in the new catalog, we have a new beautiful butterflies stamp set. And I will be using today, I purchased the bundle. So the bundle consists of the stamp set and then whatever dies or a punch. In this case, it's dies and a folder is part of the bundle. And I want you to be aware that when you purchase it as a bundle, you get 10% off. Or you could choose to purchase the whole suite, which includes these little micro dots. What are they're calling them? Itty bitty bokeh mix. And it also includes the DSP. And the DSP is called Beautiful Bokeh. It's 6x6. Anyway, you can choose to purchase like the whole suite, and it gives you the number so that you don't have to order each separate thing individually. That's just for your convenience. But definitely, if you're interested in any of like the stamp sets with the coordinating dies, make sure you purchase it as a bundle because you'll get 10% savings. So that's kind of what I wanted to tell you about that. I also have the colors. Oh, I chose the colors, although we're not using the DSP, and I've shown you this before, so I'm not going to go through it again. But I chose the colors based on the colors that are in this particular Beautiful Bokeh DSP. So I picked the Balmy Blue, the Berry Burst, Calypso Coral, and Fresh Freesia, and then our card base is going to be Daffodil Delight. So I wanted to tell you that. We're going to just start stamping. And some of this I did ahead of time because, as you can tell, a lot of it is repetitive. So what I did was cut, let's start with the bottom. So we've got a card base that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, which is a half of a sheet of cardstock, as you all well know by now, I'm sure. And then I'll just bring in, I'm going to line up my ends better, bring in my bone folder and give that a good crease. We'll set that aside. I also have a layer of white that is 4 by 5 1/4, so it's just 1/4 of an inch smaller than our card front. And then I also have strips of, and these are pretty much just scraps that I keep on hand, but these are the 4 colors that match the inks. And we're going to be using, I think this is like 15/16 of an inch. A whole inch wouldn't fit, or I wouldn't have any space in between here because this is 4 inches. So they're going to be squeezed pretty tightly together. And so part of this I've done ahead of time. And we're going to use, let me show you a quick, a closer up view of the stamp set, and then a closer up view of the dies. And the dies are on 2 cards. This is actually 2 different dies, one for the inside and one for the total outside. There are a couple of label dies in here as well. And then on this side, we've got two. These are the same size, two of these with two bodies. This big butterfly body goes with the big butterfly for over here, or this one too. And this one is going to be cool. Stick with me on this one because I'm excited to try this one. I haven't tried it yet, but we're going to try it. This one, actually, you can make the card front be a butterfly looking card. So we're going to try that at some point in the future. I also will be using, you'll notice in the sample, the Wayback sample, that we've got like 4 different embossed folders. So we're going to be using the Beautiful Butterflies folder. We're also going to be using Starstruck. Now the Starstruck is in the Celebration catalog, and this is a freebie with a qualifying purchase. So watch for that. This is the Eyelet 3D folder, and this one is So Swirly. So I told you ahead of time that I did do some of this already. So I'm going to bring in my strips that I did. So we're going to put the Balmy Blue over here on this side. And then, let's see, how did I have this? I have just a little piece of the Fresh Freesia. The Calypso Coral is ready to go. And then I saved the Berry Burst for last. So in order to line this up so that all of my butterflies are going to end up being the same, going the same direction and be very similar, what I'm going to do is line up the end of one on top of this one. I'm going to add my butterfly here, and then I'm going to grab some washi tape. You can use painter's tape if you want. And so I'm going to adhere that down. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way so that I can bring in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. We're going to get rid of that for now. And we're going to be making our sandwich with the number 1 platform and the number 2 cutting shim, if you will. This is a number 3 from Wayback that I still had. And then this one, because this is my cutting one, I don't throw them away until they're really, really well used, as some of you probably know, because I just now switched them out recently. That's going there, and then a number 3 again on the top. We'll run this through here, and voila. Well, we got 2 pieces, but so we got our piece that makes that, and we'll done with this for now. And I always save this on the edge of my machine so that I can reuse it. So then we're also, as long as I have the cutting stuff open and out here, we're going to stamp the butterfly, and I stamped tone on tone. So this is Berry Burst, and we're going to stamp it in Berry Burst, and then we'll cut that out. Feel like I didn't get enough ink on there. See what I'm doing here? Keep checking my monitor to make sure that you can see what I think you can see, because sometimes I pull it too close toward me and you miss it. All right, so I'm going to line this up here, and I like to line it up. This is kind of hard to see. I should have shown you on a little bit lighter background, but I kind of line up the middle of this with here where it belongs, and then I kind of shift it around like this. Again, I'm going to come back with, once I am fine with the alignment and like it the way it is, I'm going to come back and tape this together, and then we're going to do this part all over again. They're number 3 on the top. And it's okay. Did you hear that big clicking noise? It's not hurting anything. It means it's just fine. So that's trash. This is one of our butterflies that we're going to use. We're done with the die now. Here then are the rest of the butterflies that I pre-cut ahead of time, stamped and cut ahead of time. And now the folders that I'm using, let's see, which one is this? The eyelet. Yeah, no. The butterflies. This is the butterfly die. Beautiful butterflies. So I'm going to put this in sideways because I really kind of goes this way, but I really kind of liked the small ones. I didn't want a big, huge one in there because you wouldn't be able to see much of it. So I'm going to put this in. We're using the bottom and we'll be cutting off the tops. So I want to make sure that we're using enough of it that you can get a good idea that they're really butterflies. So what we're going to do with this is one of the thicker, like a 3D die, or I'm sorry, folder. So we're going to use our number 1 plate. We're going to, you know what? I have to stick this all the way in because we have to run it with the folded side in first. So we're going to leave it like this. Okay. Otherwise, that edge sticking out the top was going to catch on the side of the machine, and that wouldn't be good. All right, so then we're going to use our plate number 4 for embossing and run that through. Move this out of the way, and then you can see what this looks like. Woohoo! All right, so I think this is the order that we're going to use them. That goes there, this here, and this one goes over here. So now we're going to bring in our, there's just not enough room in this little camera space. Okay, we're going to bring in Sentiment, Time to Celebrate. We're going to ink it up in Berry Burst, and I'm going to try to keep this toward the bottom right of my card front layer, just so that I have room for all those, because the first one on the left is the longest one. So let's get this down as far as we can get it, so we have room height-wise for all of the different layers. Okay, then we're going to start, and like I said, I'm going to pick that little piece off there, just cut it off. It's just a little bitty bit. Didn't like to come off. Let's try that again. There we go. All right. So this one, I have to put my butterfly in here, and let's adjust it so the butterfly is as close to the words as possible. But then we also have to adjust it so it's really close to the left edge. So I think this is going to be good. Okay, I think that's it. So I'm going to glue this down so that I have a starting point for the rest, because this is like the most important one that I don't want to shift, just because I don't want it to be too close or overlapping my words down here. So let's do that. Okay. Then I'm going to just use my finger and kind of mark my glue spot right here and flip it over. And we're just going to add some glue and line this back up here with just a little sliver of white on the left. Yeah. All right. And then the rest of them, I'm going to put the strips on first. So, and then I'm going to try to make them so that it's the same length between this point of the next to the right strip and the right strip, or the right point of that one. So left point, right point, and I'm going to give it about 1/4 of an inch, it looks like. so I can guess where my glue is going to go, about right here. I'm going to put these really close together because I didn't leave myself very much wiggle room in the width of the card layer because it's 4 inches. So this is a little bit challenging. And the reason for this is because the butterflies are just so much larger in this set than they were in that original set that I used 10 years ago. I believe that was a punch too, if I remember correctly. So this is going down. I think it needs to get a little bit closer, or we're not going to have enough room. Okay, trying to keep them straight, trying to keep the bottoms together. And then that's going to, oh, I didn't measure the top to see where this one's really going to go. Oh, right at the top. Perfect. Almost like I planned it that way, right? Yeah, that never happens to me. It's always just a big by guess and by golly kind of a show for me usually. All right. So then we can finish putting our butterflies on. You could do these on dimensionals if you wanted as well. But as far as getting them through the mail, okay, these are going to overlap a little bit, I think. Bring it down just a bit, which is okay. Let's put, instead of button them all together like that, let's try to put this one on first, so then the two in the middle are the overlapping two. See if I can get this together here. Bring it down just a little bit. There we go. And then the Calypso Coral. Oops, which way is she going here? Kind of like this. So then that one's overlapping that one, but this one's not so much. That's okay. All right, so then what I'm going to do is once these are down, I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to use the top of my white here as a guide, and I'm just going to strip off the rest. You could use your cutter for this too if you want, but I find that this is just as easy as long as they're sticking on there. There we go. And then these can be used on a different project. And then this is going to just go on our card base. And I didn't choose to do anything for the inside of this card at the moment because this one started to come off a little bit. That's okay. We can glue it back on. We can. There we go. Okay. So that's the card. Oh, let's see. I hope you've enjoyed these Wayback Wednesday segments. I know I've enjoyed bringing them to you. I wanted to reiterate that the January through April mini catalog is up and running, and the celebration runs only through the end of February. There's also a great join special. So if you don't already know about that and would like to, please connect with me somehow. All my contact information is on all my social medias. So find me somehow. You will, I'm sure. And if you don't already subscribe to the newsletter, I've got links and stuff in there. So that's the best way to get all of the information. I only am sending it currently once a month. Although this month I did have a special edition because the two new catalogs, 3 actually, because there's a scrapbooking brochure that came out as well. And they didn't come out until the 8th. So I had to do a special newsletter so that you had the links to those. Next week is a fun fold video. That's usually the 4th week of the month. And then in January, we've got 5 weeks. So I thought we would try. We've done this once before and it seemed successful. So I thought I would try it again. We're going to do a live in Facebook that is a mystery stamping segment. So basically, what you do is you get clue 1 and I will have it posted. I did make an event in the Facebook on the Facebook page. So if you follow along with that, otherwise kind of watch the posts on Facebook. But you'll get a clue. The first clue is gathering all of your supplies. So once you then come to the live on the 29th at 6 Eastern, with all of your supplies pre-cut and ready to go, you will stamp right along with me and it'll be a mystery. So what we'll do is I'll tell you, for example, put this layer of DSP on the front of your card. And then you'll say, but which way should it go? And I'll say, it doesn't matter, it's your card. And so then everybody's card, by the time we're done, because everybody has a different idea of what theirs is going to end up looking like, and I'm not giving you specific instructions, everybody's card will look different. So then the last clue is where we post them so everybody can see everybody else's. We'll see how this works. And who knows, if it's a great success, this might take the place of the Wayback Wednesdays. Just saying. I've got a couple ideas, but I'm interested in hearing yours as well. Until next time, thanks for watching.